guys, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. This is a review of the Sonos Beam Generation 2. What are my initial thoughts, what are the pros and what are the cons, and most importantly, do I think it is worth the money? So this is the second generation of the Sonos Beam. Compared to the first edition of the Beam, there are a few differences. When it comes to the looks, they are almost identical, but it is within the performance that you start to see some differences. The biggest difference between the two is that the second generation Beam now supports Dolby Atmos, which the first one doesn't. The reason for that is that Dolby Atmos is demanding a faster CPU than the first generation offers. The new one have 40% faster CPU, which makes it possible to use Dolby Atmos. Other differences include Spotify Connect, TruePlay tuning and AirPlay 2. Like the first version, it comes in both black and white. When you open up the box, you find the soundbar itself, some manuals, a power cable, an eARC HDMI cable and an optical cable as well. You don't need both the HDMI and the optical cable, but not all TVs is compatible with eARC HDMI, and therefore Sonos includes the optic cable to make sure that most people will be able to use the soundbar. It's important to be aware that if you don't use the eARC HDMI cable, you also wave goodbye to Dolby Atmos, which doesn't work with an optical cable. The soundbar can be used together with other Sonos speakers, which is a really nice feature. I have two Sonos One speakers already, which is now attached to the same system as the soundbar, which means I can play them all at the same time. You can use the Sonos One speakers as a surround sound together with the soundbar, but you can also just use them as normal speakers, which is how I'm using it right now. I have one in each room, which means I can move around in almost my entire apartment with music following me around. That is pretty awesome. On top of the soundbar you got some buttons as well, which includes a play pause button and volume up and down. It is also voice controlled through Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. Setting up the soundbar was incredibly easy. Once you have plugged the power cable on, you just go into the Sonos app where the soundbar automatically will appear. Then you just press connect and follow the instructions. 2 minutes later you will now have added it to your system and are all set to start listening. This setup requires that you already have a Sonos app and system up and running. If you don't, the setup will be a little bit different. But one of the things that I value Sonos the most for is the very intuitive setup. So if the Sonos Beam is your first Sonos product, don't worry. It is easy and I guarantee that it won't cause you any issues. Just download the Sonos app and follow the instructions. The soundbars from Sonos have the ability to be connected together with Sonos' own subwoofer and other Sonos products to make the most immersive experience. I'm using it alone with my TV, so I'm only focusing on that. I like the performance very much. One small detail which means a lot to me is that it doesn't come with an external remote control. I can use the remote from my TV to control the soundbar, and that is really nice. When it comes to the sound, I think it highlights the vocals very well, but lacks a little bit in the bass. But for its size, it's impressive how much sound you can get out of it. I really like the design and I imagine it will fit in most places. Eventually I will hang it up on my wall together with my TV, which will probably make it look a little bit better than it does right now. Sonos Beam costs $520. Is it the best option on the market for that price? Probably not. I'm sure you can find better sounding soundbars for the same price or a bit less, but it really got some great features which makes it interesting, especially if you already have other Sonos products or if you are going to buy some in the future, because then I would really recommend buying it. I'm really happy for mine, but I think my happiness is hung up on my other Sonos products as well. It's how it all fits perfect together that does the job for me. So if you don't have any Sonos, I don't think you will be completely satisfied with it and I won't recommend buying it. But as I mentioned before, if you already have some Sonos products or thinking about it, buy it, you won't regret it. That is all for today guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.